There you go. All right, man. Thank you so much. Thank you for that. You can get back there. What's your name, man?
Juan Williams.
Juan Williams. Okay. How long have you got? How long have you been in DC? Do you live in DC or just visiting?
I am actually no, I'm actually not from here. I'm from South.
Okay. So you're just coming down here to visit right now. Is it just for work or?
I actually live here. I'm not from here.
Okay. So you're not from here, but you just live here. Okay.
Yes.
So okay. What do you do in DC?
Actually, right now I'm just chilling with my friend.
Okay. Do you so you don't work here? You live here, but like what work do you do here?
I'm actually a freelancer. I do multiple jobs.
Okay.
Many different jobs, different locations. Chef, cook, cleaner, server. I do it all.
Okay, cool. So like that's how like you pay bills, take care of everything. So is that something you want to do for the long term here in DC, or that's just like something you're doing for the meantime for something bigger that you have planned?
That's something I'm doing bigger. I've actually got bigger plans, way bigger plans. Okay. And that's just for here right now.
Okay, got you. So would you say for a young guy, let's say he wants to move to DC and like he has big dreams, has big ambitions, would you say this is a good place to be, or like would you say even it's better to even do what you're doing right now, like work multiple jobs, do whatever you need to do to get money so you can establish yourself here and then, pursue something greater?
Honestly, for anybody, get out of your small town. I'm so serious. Get out of your small town. Get out of your small town because you can't be the big fish in a pond if everyone's the big fish in a pond where you're from type shit.
Yep.
So you actually literally do got to get out and go. So yes, go out. Don't just stay stagnant.
Yeah.
Leave. Go out, get money. Like I say, it might be hard, but once you get established and everything comes flow, because once you put out the good energy and how everything flows, it'll come. It'll just naturally come to you.
And that's like probably a big reason why you chose to come here. And then like if you anything you could do to like work wise, like you were willing to do. Is that correct?
Honestly, if I could, I would be a live-in chef, but they don't really have those these days. So I'm actually perfectly happy with the job that I do.
Okay. And then like last question I want to wonder, so what are the bigger dreams or ambitions that you do have? If you want to share, you don't have to, you don't want to, of course.
No. Because it's just funny. A lot of people don't. I actually want to open up my own cat sanctuary. I actually, all the homeless cats and whatnot that are out there, I actually want to, I don't know, because I take care of the cats around me. I take care of 10 cats, 7 on the outside and 3 personally. My end goal, end goal is to open my own cat sanctuary where I take in all the homeless cats. And if you have any cats you want to bring them to me. I'll take care of them. I'll find a home for them. But that's the long goal.
Okay, so like a side question with that, because it's interesting. Have you seen? Is there like a big homeless cat situation going on in DC at all?
It's not in DC because I live in Maryland.
Oh, okay.
And so where I'm at, there's a whole bunch of the cats around. Cause it's not just my area. It's a whole bunch of the area with all these different cats. And I'm tired of seeing dead animals in the streets and whatnot. It hurts my heart.
Yeah.
I want to be the end place for them.
Okay, cool. That's really so awesome to hear. So I honestly wish you a lot of good luck with what you're doing. I'm glad that you're here in DC. You're making it big here or starting to get stuff off the plate here. And I would love to see like in the future you actually do open up that cat business. So thank you so much for sitting down with me, man. Yeah, no problem. What's your name again?
Juan Williams.
Juan Williams. All right, nice to meet you, Juan. Have a good one.
You have an amazing day.
Yeah, you too. 4 minutes. 2-3 minutes. 2-3 minutes. I'll make it quick. Yep. Hello. What is your name?
Hi, I'm Annabelle.
You're Annabelle? Okay, my name is Ali. So, do you live in DC or did you just move here, or like what is your situation being here in DC right now?
I was here for the summer for an internship.
Okay, so what do you intern as?
I worked at the environmental working group.
Okay. So, what would that entail, the environmental working group?
I was on the science team, so I did research, and I wrote an article.
Okay.
And yeah, just did random stuff.
Okay, no problem. So, no, cool. So, what is like the career that you're trying to pursue that you did an internship for?
I think I want to go to grad school and do research, environmental research.
Okay. So, or would you say that you're an environment buff, like you really enjoy like the environment a lot, or making sure that the planet is like a lot more safe?
Yes, for sure.
So that's something that you want to do like more in the future, and that's why you decided to do it. Okay, cool. So would you say, because like I have a lot of young guys that, like watch my stuff at all, so if they are interested in the environment at all, I'd like want to ask, like see like what it's like getting into it. So like what is something that you think they could look out for or be aware of, like especially if they're going to want to go to grad school for it as well? Like what are some stuff or some tips that you would say would be important to understand?
Yeah, I would say don't be afraid to reach out. Your professors or people are there to help you, and more willing to help young people too.
Okay.
So I got my internship just by asking, like, hey, like, can I hear more about your career path? And then I kept in contact with them, and then yeah.
So would you say this is something that you did online or even at the school that you go to? If you don't mind me asking, where'd you study for undergrad?
I go to Duke right now.
You go to Duke right now. Okay. So did you get your internship by asking at the school on Duke, or did you get your internship because you asked online?
I asked online here, but there I was just doing extra. There's not a lot of jobs in environmental science right now, so did some outside research. But yeah, honestly, just like use like resources online, like and reach out to people. I think is the biggest advice.
Awesome. Yeah. So make sure you guys are reaching out because that's the best way if you want to get into the environment, of course. So yeah, I mean, I don't want to take up any more of your time. So thank you so much for sitting down with me. What was your name again?
Annabelle.
Annabelle?
Mhm.
Okay. Thank you so much. Nice to meet you. No, it's so cool. Yep. Have a good one. Have a good one. Yeah. Thank you.
What are you doing it for?
Yeah. Real quick. We'll make it fast.
I was looking for a place to sit for a while.
Oh, I mean, yeah. No, I mean, I'll try to make it quick for you. I don't want to take up any of your time. What's your name, sir?
Okay, Volkan.
You said what's your name?
Volkan.
Volkan. Okay. Where are you from, Volkan? Because I see that you have an accent.
Yeah, I'm from Turkey.
Turkey. So did you just move to DC just now?
No, I'm actually here for some study about a postdoctoral study.
Okay.
Research, let's say.
Okay. No, that's literally so awesome. So what motivated you to come from Turkey all the way here for a doctorate? Or have you been here already for a while since coming from Turkey?
Yes, I've been here since January.
January. Okay. So is all of this like really new to you?
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I'm looking around to experience the best,
Yeah, no, I mean, I guess this is one of the experiences that you're getting the city life here in DC.
And what's your show about? What's that all about?
Oh, so no, this is just for young, ambitious men. So I'm just talking to like guys, gals, or like asking them about their careers or what they're pursuing, just in case somebody who's watching me wants to get into that career, they can hear about somebody who's doing that thing. So right now, for example, you said you're pursuing your doctorate, correct? What is like your long-term profession that you're looking to pursue by pursuing your doctorate?
Well, that's a very hard question to answer, and there's not a short answer for it.
Yes.
But let's say, in a sentence, that I would like to learn most about the reality that surround us, that we live in.
Okay.
So that's why I started by researching the sun, and then now I'm studying the solar atmosphere relations. Let's say how the sun affects our atmosphere.
Okay. No, that's okay. So is it more like what? Okay, so for your doctorate that you're pursuing, is it more like entailed towards astronomy? Is that what you're basically saying?
Actually, no. I'm actually doing some data sciences, but
Okay.
looking to the data, looking to the numbers, and trying to catch the patterns there,
Okay.
and trying to understand, for example, what is the climate change all about? What is all these astronomical cycles all about? The solar cycle or
Yes.
glass spark cycle. There are many cycles that we live in. Yeah, we live in a cyclic universe, I guess.
No, look, I'm learning, man. I don't know. Okay, so for a guy that wanted to get into what you were doing, especially with the studies of like the universe and studying data, like how would you say the experience is like getting into it? Because I'm assuming doing this must seem very complicated, especially if you're studying like data of the universe. So if a guy wanted to kind of get into this, like how would you say it's like?
Well, first of all, one needs to sacrifice a lot of time to it without any return in the first place. Not an actual return, but although you can get your living well. But
Yeah. So it's even one last thing I also want to like talk to you about that you just said that was really interesting. There's like the idea of like having to sacrifice a lot of time and not seeing the results of said sacrifice for a while. Yeah. And what I would even say is that that's a really good thing that you're able to do, or that's a good skill for a lot of guys to have, because your ability to be able to sacrifice for something that you don't even know is going to coming is like an important part of becoming successful and achieving your goals anyway. So I would say even what you're studying now, would you say that you love studying it? Because to be able to like stick to this, studying the data is something that you don't even know what's going to happen in the future, you must really enjoy this. So would you say this is a passion for you?
yeah, of course, without passion, it is not possible to maintain this so long. But now I think I'm getting the return.
Okay.
I'm starting to getting the return because now this opportunity is great for me, coming from all the way from Turkey to here and experience the capital. So that's great. I mean, in the first place, of course, the material returns are limited,
Yes.
but in the long term, I believe lots of benefits.
That's so awesome. So like that's what I'm saying, guys. If you have something that you're pursuing, like you're going to have to make a lot of sacrifices and not see a return. So you have to make sure what you're pursuing is enjoyable while you're pursuing it to stay the test of time to make sure that you do eventually see the returns like he has. So I want to thank you so much for choosing to sit down with me. That was literally so awesome. What was your name again?
Volkan.
Okay, Wilcon.
Where was the show is broadcasting?
It's just on YouTube. You could it's on my YouTube. I can show you, or I can have him just show you what the YouTube is, and he got you. Okay, is that perfect? Oh yeah, thank you so much. Of course, bro. Of course, man. Thank you so much for sitting down. Yep. Have a good one. You could just go ahead. I'll make it nice and easy. Yes, this is her best side, so just make sure you gotta flick this up too. What is your name?
It's Monique. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you as well. My name is Ali.
Nice
Okay,
to meet you,
so
Ali.
what are you doing out here in DC? Do you live in DC? Are you just visiting? Like, what do you have going on in DC?
I actually live in DC
Okay.
and I work in DC.
Okay, awesome. So, would you say like DC is a place to be for if people wanted to come to like pursue their career or pursue their ambitions?
Oh yeah, 100%. This is like the place to network and to really build it up.
Okay. So, for your job, if you don't mind me telling me, can you tell me about your job at all? Okay, so what is the career that you're currently pursuing?
Software engineering.
Okay, that is super awesome. Okay, because I know a lot of guys, they want to get into software. So, how long have you been into software engineering? Is this like something you're just fresh out in, or you already have a few years in right now?
Oh, I definitely have a few years in.
Okay. So, what are some big lessons that you've been able to learn getting into software engineering? Is this something that you got into outside, like off of college, or you had to do your own personal learning on the side? Because I know a lot of guys are already learning software engineering right now, and they want to get into it, like just from off their own skill. But some people go to school for it as well. So,
Actually, funny enough, I taught myself software engineering because of necessity. So
Okay.
I actually owned a nonprofit for preventative healthcare for the BIPOC and the LGBTQIA plus community.
Okay.
And during that time, this is during the pandemic, so people needed something for their mental health. And I couldn't find any software engineer that wanted to volunteer their time to make this application for me.
So you're like, let me do it
Let me
myself.
just try and figure it out.
Yeah.
So I did, and I ended up just building out the whole thing, front to back. And by the way, this is before no code, ladies and gentlemen. So I actually had to learn Figma, I had to learn Python, I had to learn C++, I had to learn databases and put
Is
it all-
Java one of them too? Java? Right?
Java is one of them. Java is more for like AI though.
Okay.
So we didn't put that in until later.
Okay.
So I ended up building all of that, and it was great, but until you learn that hosting it and all this data costs a lot of money, and oh my God, we were like thousands of dollars in the hole. And I couldn't find anybody to actually fundraise for it. So I ended up quitting and starting a for-profit for software engineering and finding a lot of people from my community hiring me on to build the products for them.
Okay.
And I was inspired, and I just kept going from that, and I ended up just getting certified.
Wow, no, I didn't even expect it to go that deep. So you've already been through trials and tribulations, bro. What's going on? Okay, so one thing I would then ask, because I would assume a lot of my guys watching are like just starting out into this, because like you're already deep and you've seen a lot of stuff. So would you say you would actually recommend for them to learn a lot of this stuff on their own rather than go to school for it, or in a way that they can learn it faster? Because at least that had worked for you, and I'm asked like you because that's what has worked for you. Would you recommend that at all?
I want to be very clear that there is no fast route to anything, and you should never take the fast route, because what is the point?
Yeah.
If you want to get into the corporate world, you should definitely get a degree, because no one's going to hire you. I learned the hard way.
Okay.
But if you want to be like me and you just enjoy coding, and I found that out later in life, then you should just build something.
Yeah.
Volunteer your time and take up different projects, but only do it if you really enjoy it, because it's not for the faint-hearted. It is difficult, because anybody can build a product, but actually debugging it and trying to figure out the problem is where the hard part comes in. So I would say, if you don't want to overinvest and actually spend thousands of dollars that no one really has these days in this economy, going to college, take certifications. Like, there's different certifications, like AWS has certifications, Google has certifications, IBM has certifications that you can take, and just take the fundamentals and say, okay, do I actually understand this? Do I actually enjoy it? Because if you don't enjoy it, if you don't understand it, it's going to be a waste of your time.
Okay. So then one last thing I would ask, because I even had another guy that I just recently spoke to talking about passion and enjoying what they're doing. So would you say, with all the trials and tribulations you've been through with software engineering, would you say that because you love doing it, you were able to get through a lot of that stuff?
100%. I still like just code and build different products just for fun and post it out there just to show people like what are the real capabilities. Because after learning full stacks, I actually specialized in AI, and now I just build different AI products because people think AI is like, okay, lead generation, chat, but it goes, it's too simple. That it goes way further than that. So I was like, okay, let's go into aerospace, let's go into energy, let's go into sustainability. Like, what can AI do to really solve real world problems? So if you're into that, 100%.
Yeah. So if you guys, I'm telling you, this is why purpose and passion matters so much with what you're doing. Because no matter what path you choose, as you even said, like nothing really comes fast. And people want stuff to come fast when they don't really like it. But if you get into something that you're actually passionate about and you love doing, you'll be able to stay the test of time and go through the trials and tribulations and actually learn a lot about whatever you're pursuing and, of course, make money in the end. So I want to thank you so much for choosing to sit down with me. I know you're like, I don't know what he's going to say, but I hope this was like enjoyable for you. So thank you so much. What was your name again?
It's Monique.
Okay. Nice to meet you, Monique. Thank you so much. Yep. Okay. You guys have a good one. Thank you so much. All right. Why not, man? I appreciate that. What's your name, sir? Chris. Okay. Nice to meet you, Chris. My name's Ali. Okay. So do you live in the DC area at all? Is this like an area that you live in or you're just here visiting right now?
Visiting.
Okay. Okay. So where do you live originally?
Chile.
Okay. You said Chile?
See.
Wait, so you're from Chile and you're here in DC. What are you here in DC for? Are you just relaxing?
For business.
Okay, that's awesome. That's exactly actually what I wanted to talk about. So, what business are you pursuing in DC? Are you just here for connections, or what business are you currently into?
I'm an international school teacher, so I'm here at the embassy.
Okay.
Filling out paperwork and stuff like that.
Okay, awesome. So, is this something that you've been pursuing for a while, or you're just getting into it, or?
I've been in it for a while.
Okay.
About 6 years.
Okay, got you. So, what even made you get into this? Like, you working with the embassy or being an international teacher, as you said?
You live in America?
No, I do live in America. I live here. I'm native to the Silver Spring area. I've also lived in Albany, if you've heard of it before, but I'm native to the. You never heard of it? Yeah. So it's just a small town, like I would say about 45 minutes away from here. So I've been close to DC all my life, though.
Okay.
Yeah. So would you? Because you were in international teaching, is that correct?
I am an international teacher.
Okay. So what made you get into this?
I think just I've always loved traveling.
Okay. So from your love of traveling, you're like, okay, if I'm an international school teacher, I have the opportunity to work while also doing something that I love to do.
Most definitely.
Okay. So for anybody that would also have a strong love for traveling and they want to travel, because I have a lot of young guys who'd be watching this and maybe they want to get into something like that because they already have a passion for traveling. And a big theme of what I've talked about with a lot of people here today is like the idea of passion or purpose behind what you're doing so you can enjoy what you're doing and go through a lot of the trials and tribulations that it takes to succeed in whatever you're trying to pursue. Yeah, I mean, more like kind of like what you have been through to like hear it. So like if somebody, they kind of know what they're getting into because like international, I mean, obviously there's different ways that maybe you could travel the world in other ways, right. But like since you're an international teacher, that's like that's an interesting personal perspective that you have. So that's why I was kind of asking, okay, what made you get into this or what was it like getting into this? Like, what did you have to do?
I think it's better to explain, because that answer is different for anybody who is an international traveler or global citizen. I would say the things that you would want to have or characteristics to have a strong sense of self, being able to be comfortable by yourself for long periods of time, being okay with slow and steady. I'm not a fast-paced guy. I used to be. I worked in corporate America.
Okay.
And being okay to being a part of other different cultures and your culture being not the most important thing to think about.
Wow. And I also want to ask an important question. So you said that you worked in corporate America and then you transitioned from corporate America to what you're doing now. And was it more, you got to that point because you started to realize that, I actually have passion elsewhere?
No, I just got tired of America.
Right, you got tired of America. You're like, you know what? I need to see something different. And
I'm gonna say it like this. Things I noticed being back here that I'm like, I'm glad that I'm going to my next destination. I don't want to work two jobs.
Okay.
I think it's really use my language fucked up.
Yeah.
to work two jobs. Like, why do I have to work two jobs to succeed in life or even just have a ground base of living comfortable in life?
Okay.
I have to work 2 and 3 jobs. I just can't do it.
Okay. So would your international job allow you to just work one? Is that why?
Almost definitely.
Oh yeah. Okay. Okay. So and then that's why you. I mean, and I think
I think it's the comfortability of life, and I think it's also another thing I noticed is that I'm not tethered to my phone. Like I actually am a part of the world, like going on and
Yes.
living life, and like
this right now.
yeah. Like I was just walking down the street, was minding my business, like
some
being a-
random dudes yelling at you. Like,
being an observer. I thought you was yelling at somebody else, but just the point of like most people are tethered to their phones.
Yes.
Life is very it seems very like black and white. Either you are this way or you that way,
But when you're
and very tribal
Yeah.
here in America, and it's not like that in other places in the world.
okay.
I would say most of the world outside of Europe does not function in that capacity,
Mhm.
and so it makes it seem like, why are we doing it? Like
Okay.
when can we get back to just like, I'm just chilling with my friends, I'm just having a good time in life, I'm doing a good thing in life, I'm doing whatever that makes me happy,
Yes.
and then that provides for me.
Okay.
Instead of me having to do that and do multiple other things on top of that.
Mhm.
Not saying that, listen, being an international teacher is like the Enthal.
No,
like,
of course it doesn't have to. Like I said, I was talking a lot about.
again, I stressed at the beginning, like if you're not comfortable with being by yourself, or you're not comfortable, and not say be by yourself like long periods of time. I spend a lot of time with Chris, which is me. You know,
Yeah. Just
yeah. So it's not for everybody.
Okay. Yeah. So one last question I would kind of ask then is like, leaving the States, what is something that you were able to like learn? Because you talk a lot about how like it expanded your vision, like leaving the U.S. and like seeing more. So like, what is something? Because you spoke about tribalism and stuff like that too. But what is something that you've learned or experienced greatly, from leaving the States, or what's a perspective that you gained that you otherwise wouldn't have had?
The value of time. I value that I think it's so crucial and so important. You don't get it back. We can sow into it as much as we want. We can plan and try to execute these things, but you don't get time back. And so I make sure my time that I do is towards me. So one of the things I've learned is really giving myself gratitude and really being my own cheerleader.
Okay. Wow. So, at least you guys are hearing here. I think it's really important to realize that time itself, or making sure that you're using your time or spending your time in a way that you would like to, is super crucial to just succeeding in your life in general. I mean, especially as you said here, like you don't like the idea that you have to work 2 jobs here, so you'd rather go somewhere else where you can live your life in a way that you do want to live it. And I would argue that a lot of men do want to live that way, but they're like afraid to make that jump or never decide to make that decision.
Fear is inevitable.
Yeah, no, yeah.
You're always gonna have fear.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm fearful all the time, but I'm like, either you're gonna win or you're gonna lose.
Yeah. No, 100%.
One of my things my cousin told me many years ago is like, either you know it or you don't.
Yeah.
It's no like, I should and maybe I shouldn't. You know it's either gonna lean towards one or the other.
Yeah.
So make the decision.
I'm gonna thank you so much for that. That was literally super awesome, Chris. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Nice to meet you, Chris.
Nice
Thank
to meet you,
so
man.
much. Yep. Have a good one. Yep. I mean, so basically this is for young ambitious men. So I'm just talking to guys about. Yes, but but men like girls. But men like girls, right? Yeah. Yes, and your man is that. So I want to talk to him. Yeah, we love him for that, right? Okay, cool. Okay, so what's your name, sir?
Gabe.
Okay, nice to meet you, Gabe. My name is Ali. So what are you doing in DC? Do you live in DC? Do you live with your girlfriend in
I'm
DC?
visiting my girlfriend.
Okay, so she lives in DC.
Yeah, beautiful girl.
Okay, yeah, no, that's awesome. I like that you appreciate your girlfriend. Where are you from originally?
Atlanta.
Okay. So do you work at all? Do you already have a career, or are you in college?
Yes, I have a career.
Okay. So what is the career that you're pursuing currently?
I do medical device sales.
Okay. So how'd you end up getting into that career? Was that from college in, or there was other ways?
Kind of random, honestly. So I studied finance in college. I went into a finance job for a financial technology company out of college, and then I was hating it, working from home, super boring, mundane shit.
Yeah.
And I was like, I need to change something. I studied for law school. I was like, not really my vibe. I looked in consulting, and then I had a buddy who was doing medical device sales, and he's like, hey, come try this. Like, he'd been pushing me for like a year or two, and I was like, nah. And then eventually I was like, all right, fuck it, I'll try it. Mm-hmm. So I went into it, and now I love it.
Okay. So would you say then, like, for a lot of things that you want to figure out in life, especially because I have like a lot of younger guys that be watching me, like, it's going to take a few tries to really understand what you like and love, because at least for the previous opportunities you had, you're like, I fucking hate this. And then it took to like a couple tries and even a homie just throwing out something out for you to like decide what you want to do. Is that correct?
100%. 100%.
Yeah.
What?
Is there is there is there one?
My girlfriend told me to sit up.
No, we're gonna get to her in a second. Don't worry, bro. So whatever you got going on. Okay.
100%. Like you never know what you're gonna do. You never know what you want to do really until you know, right? So I knew that once I was doing finance, I was working from home. It was just kind of a boring life.
Yes.
I was like, I can't do this, and so it took a kind of a random chance
Yes.
for me to realize that something else was for me, basically. Okay. So everything, maybe you're telling yourself something through college, through your childhood. You're like, hey, I want to do this because my dad does, or I met someone who does this.
That's a big one.
Yeah. So you're like, I want to do this, and then you realize later on, you're like, hey, maybe this isn't for me, and then you find kind of your path.
Okay.
Yeah, 100%.
So for somebody who wants to get into a medical device sales, is that what you said it was? Okay, for somebody who wants to get into that, because are you just early into it? Is that correct?
2.5 years.
Okay. So what is some like big lessons that you have learned in medical device sales? And you could just talk a little bit about like kind of what it's about for somebody that does not know.
Sure. I think being fearless is a huge thing. Like I first got into it, I was super nervous. You're selling to surgeons. Surgeons are incredibly smart people, much smarter than
You're like
the average Joe. You're like, hey, oh, you want to try out this thing? And they're like, they tell you something. You're like, fuck, I don't know what the fuck you just said. So sorry, pardon my language.
No problem.
But yeah, it's pretty intimidating. So being fearless is a huge, huge thing in that. And then what was the question again?
No, I was just asking. So like getting into like, so like for example, you just said like talked about like you have to kind of be fearless with this because you're selling to people who are extremely smart.
Yeah.
So even with like overcoming that fear just in general, or selling to people who are kind of smart, what has been something that you've like learned big time from this? Because fearlessness has been one. So like, what is like one other thing?
Yeah.
Or like, and even talk a little bit about like what medical device services is. Like, what are one of the services that you sell?
Sure. So I sell orthopedic implants. So like any implants I sell pediatric orthopedic implants. So any kids that break their bones, any deformities that kids have, I specialize in scoliosis.
Okay.
So spinal deformities. You see a kid with a twisted spine. You remember in middle school and you bent over and they tested your spine?
Yes, I do.
Yeah. So all those kids that they're like they have a deformed spine, I sell the implants for them to get that fixed, basically.
Okay.
So yeah, I mean, like I said, being fearless is super important. Understanding your product, I would say. So whatever you want to do is like just commit fully to what you're interested in. So in this case, I was interested in selling these products to surgeons.
Yes.
And like, if you're interested in something, commit fully. That's my thing. Like, don't half-ass it. Don't be like, oh, I want to go out with my friends on a Friday and like not really worry about it. I'm gonna do my thing Monday to Friday and then not really worry about it. It's like, no, if you want to be really good at something, like, hey, spend your Saturday on your computer learning this shit. Spend your Sunday on your computer learning this shit. Ask your boss what made them successful in this. And that's kind of what's made me successful in this industry is understanding what the people above me did to get to the point that they're at.
Yeah. So is this something that you're planning to do for the long term then?
Definitely mid to long term for me. Yeah, I love it.
So that's super awesome. I hope you guys like were able to get a good understanding of that. So it looked like you guys were having a bit of relationship discussions going on here.
Oh yeah, we're having fun. Monica,
yeah. So do you want to sit down? I mean, he can spill the beans. I mean, neither one. I'd rather you be. Okay. So like,
what were we arguing about again? Oh, my friend. Yeah.
Okay. So what are some issues? Like, okay, not necessarily issues, but like, I guess you have a long distance relationship going on right now. Is that correct? Yeah. So what are some like problems that you're running into with that?
It's not necessarily problems. Like me and Monica, this beautiful girl behind the camera here. The thing that we run into is we differ on like some political opinions, but at the end of the day, like our core beliefs are very similar, and like we always come back to that. So whether it's like some stuff that we, Betsy, what are you saying back there?
No, go ahead.
Whether it's some stuff that like every day we run into, where it's like little things where like. It's the stuff that people run into on the side of the street every day, where it's like, hey, I believe this, you believe that. But if you have the conversation, then you realize that most people are much more connected than everyone thinks.
Yeah.
Like whether it's race shit or political shit or sexist shit or whatever it is,
yes.
At the end of the day, everyone is much more similar as human beings than we give ourselves credit for. Yeah. And that's something that I've learned a lot in this relationship, with differing opinions on political whatever. It's just to have those conversations, and that's something that I've learned a lot with this relationship.
Okay. Because it's like I would assume that it's very hard if like, okay, let's say you're conservative and your girlfriend is more liberal or vice versa.
Yeah.
It is a bit harder because it's like you have your opinion on this and she might have her opinion on this, so it's kind of like you guys kind of like get pulled away because of that. So would you say that is what has caused a little bit of turmoil at all?
No, for sure. Yeah.
But it's kind of like, okay, if you do want the relationship to last, though, if you do have differing political opinions, right, you have to be able to have like hard conversations, is what I would say, in order for the relationship to last, and that's something that you've learned.
100%, and you nailed it spot on. Like, yeah. So I mean, having those conversations and understanding. I mean, there are people who will have completely different core values, and that might not be a fit.
Yeah.
But in my opinion, for my situation, is we have very similar values, and we've kind of worked that out. And as long as the values are kind of consistent, I think that can work. But you just got to have those conversations, tough conversations, and work through those things. And I think it's no issue at all.
Yeah. Because I think, at least personally for me, when I've dealt with girls in the past and I've had different like beliefs and values, I think it's like less that, okay, you can believe what you want to believe, and if you want to believe whatever you want to believe, and I can believe whatever I want to believe. But if it's important that if we want to have a relationship together, we're going to have to come to like common ground somewhere.
100%.
Because we can like have our disagreements. I think it's completely okay for that. I think it's actually important. You wouldn't want everybody to just be exactly like you, of course, right?
100%.
So I think it's important if you're going to have like a long-term relationship with somebody and they do have different views for you. Obviously, in a natural sense, I would want them to align exactly with what you think. But if they don't, then I think it's just ridiculously important that, okay, you have those conversations like, okay, you can believe what you want to believe. I believe what I want to believe, but we have the responsibility to this relationship, if we want it to last, to agree like somewhere and move the same direction. Is that correct?
Oh, 100%. Yeah, like I want to understand why she believes what she believes. I want her to understand why I believe what I believe, and I want there to be some mutual respect for why I believe what I believe, why she believes what she believes, and as long as they're not a mile apart,
Yes.
I think that it can totally work. So, I mean, like I said, people are much more similar than we give ourselves credit for. We believe a lot more commonly than what we give ourselves credit for, and that's kind of my thing when it comes to like middle ground. Like I'm a very middle ground person. Like I think there's so much like disconnect and hate in our country right now.
Yes.
And like I think that like for the most part, obviously there's extremes on both sides. But where I come from is always like middle ground, and I always play devil's advocate when I'm debating with people because I want people to come to the middle. You know what I mean?
Yes.
And so when it comes to that stuff, I'm like, I mean, most people love everyone else, right?
Yes.
Do you love all people?
Yeah.
I love all people. It takes a very extreme person to have hate in their heart.
Yeah.
And so most people love everyone, right? And so my thing is like, let's get to a common ground. Like most people agree on most things, and I think it's with Twitter and everything these days. It's like it gets pushed these ways, right?
Yeah. It's
And
very divisive.
yeah, it's so divisive, and I want people to understand that like we're so much more similar than we give ourselves credit for. And like people say, oh, you voted for this person, you voted for this person. I hate you because you voted for this person. I hate you because you voted for this person.
Yes.
I don't think that should be the case, and that's my like opinion on everything.
Okay.
Yeah.
So honestly, what I would say to that, at least bro to bro, in terms of the situation, is like at the end all be all when it comes to like beliefs and talking about anything. I think the biggest thing will always be like, okay, what matters more to us, like, or specifically what you could say to her is like, what matters more to us? Does this relationship matter more to you than our differing beliefs, or do the beliefs matter? Because in my head, I would assume like if the beliefs matter more than the relationship, then maybe there really shouldn't be a relationship anymore. Is that something you would agree with?
Yeah, totally. And I think it goes back to the extreme examples. For most people, like having a conversation on those beliefs, I think you'll come to the terms that the beliefs are very marginal. And if you love someone for who they are or like someone for who they are, I think that's going to be a lot closer than what you, I guess, necessarily disagree on.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's just my opinion. I think we're all very similar, and I think love for one person is going to be much stronger than the disagreement on these small values.
Yeah, no problem. So I mean, unless she wants to sit down and give her side of the story, do you want to sit down and give your side of the story as well? No, okay. I mean, that's fine. But I mean, obviously, you've heard my 6 cents on like how you should go forward with this if it continues to be an issue. But
Would you say your name was?
my name is Ali.
What are you doing here?
What am I'm doing a podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like, no,
What's your story?
no. I mean, I could go through all that, but I do want to like talk to more people around
Go
DC.
for it, dude.
So I mean, I want to talk to more people around DC. So I mean, I have to like talk to more people after
I
this.
got you. I'm saying
Yeah.
talk to people.
No, yeah, but like you can't continue to sit here.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I'm good.
Oh, you're good? Oh, yeah. Okay, no, yeah. So I want to talk to more people. And then, like, pretty much I'm just running a podcast for young, ambitious men. I'm talking to, like, guys about, like, dating and stuff and career and stuff like that because I think it's important for guys to, like, understand this stuff, especially guys that are, like, chronically, like, online all the time. I think it's more important to, like, get outside, actually talk to people. So, yeah. So, no, I really appreciate that, man. No, yeah. I think this was very, very awesome. I would love to have her sit down, but if it's fine, it's no problem. But you've heard my 6 cents. Yeah, no problem. What was your name again?
Gabe.
Gabe, nice to meet you, Gabe. Yep. Thank you so much. Have a good one.
Yeah, you too.
Yep.
Well, you're a good interviewer. You're gonna do this.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, you got it great.
Yeah. Okay, I want one of you. Only one of you then. For now. Because, like, the second choice for couple. No problem. All right, what's up, man? What's your name?
Chilling, Victor.
Okay. Victor? All right, nice to meet you.
Nice to
All right,
meet
yeah,
you.
switch your hands. Okay, yeah, I'm Ollie. Okay, so. Yeah, this camera.
Look at you.
No, you just look at me. Like, the camera's already seeing this. We're good. Okay, okay. So, what are you doing out in D.C.? Do you live in D.C.? Are you visiting? What's going on?
I'm visiting. We're here to party. We're here. She never been to Decades, so I'm taking her to Decades.
Okay. Yeah. So, are you currently in college? Are you, like, college age right now?
We both graduated.
Okay, you literally just graduated just recently. Okay, awesome. Congrats on your grad. Okay, oh yeah, that's awesome. I actually have a few friends that went to Virginia Tech. So yeah, no, that's really awesome. So what did you study when you went to VTech?
I was pre-law.
You said you were pre-law?
Yeah.
Okay, so you want to be a lawyer in the future for sure?
That's the idea.
Okay, yeah, cool. So what would you say studying pre-law, like what were some of the trials and tribulations that you kind of went through studying pre-law? Because obviously you just graduated. I know I'm bringing back the dark memories here, but I just want to talk about this because like this is mainly for guys, you know, who want to get into like different career fields and I want to get like real hands-on perspectives and experiences from them.
It's a lot of reading. You know, when you go into it, it might seem like it'll be kind of easy, but once you get to junior, senior year, it's a lot of reading, a lot of writing, and making sure that you really are writing about what you fully understand. You can't like halfway understand stuff because then people are going to know. Your professors are going to break that down. Your peers are going to break that down through peer review. You got to really know what you're reading and then write about it fully. You know what I mean?
Okay. So for after pre-law, it's law school. Is that correct?
That's the idea, yeah.
Okay. So when do you plan to go to law school?
So I want to get a clerkship or working under another lawyer for 1 or 2 years. And then my plan is, so about 2 years from now is my idea. Working on the LSAT the whole time through this and then going to law school.
And would you say you're making that decision specifically because you understand getting real hands-on experience is better than kind of just like reading about it and knowing it? Because at least when you were studying pre-law, it was more about the information. Excuse me. It was more about the information, but now you know, hey, I need to get real experience if I want to actually understand what's going on.
Yeah, I mean, for 4 years, all I did was read and write. You know what I mean? So it's finally time to apply that. And when you're applying for law school, they're looking for that too. Like, if you don't have an absolute 4.0 or an absolute 170 LSAT, they're looking for what else did you do to complement that resume. And it's working in a law firm, it's working under a lawyer, it's working under a judge. That really supplements your resume.
So, zooming out a little bit, is this something that you derive a lot of passion and purpose from when it comes to law school? Is this something you always thought you were going to do? Or kind of like one of those things where I tried it randomly and then, you know what, hey, I actually kind of like this law stuff?
I always had the idea in the back of my head because I come from a family of small business entrepreneurs. So I was really thinking, how can I help people like my family? And so the idea is, you know, I might be able to make money somewhere else and then be able to support people like my family in the future.
Okay, so this would be definitely something you want to pursue for many years to come. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's the idea.
Okay, so no, I think that's literally already so awesome because I think the biggest thing takeaway for me, because what a lot of guys don't realize is that they, especially when they're coming out of college, like you're used to just reading a lot of stuff that like they don't understand that, hey, if you actually want to be good at something, you need to get out there and get real experience. And I really believe if you go and get like that experience working under a real judge, you're going to see things that you could never really understand just by reading a book. Would you agree with that?
I agree with that 100%. Yeah. You can't get the real experience by just reading and writing. As much as you read and write, you'll never be in that professional environment. You'll never draft up those papers under a real judge. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's that real experience that matters and that your future employers will eventually look at. And I only knew that through working with my network. It was my network that told me that. They were like, listen, you got to do a lot more if you want to get ready for law school. Because my GPA is all right. My LSAT score would be all right. They're like, if you want to make it to the higher schools, that higher level that you really want to be at, and then be able to support the people that you want to support, you need to make sure you can supplement your resume with those specific experiences.
Yeah, awesome. So for a lot of you guys out there, if you want to study pre-law or you're doing pre-law right now, you should definitely be looking to get that hands-on experience before you get to law school. Obviously, if you guys just want to make that decision to jump to law school, that's completely fine. But I do believe 100%, and I would say like him here agrees with me that like you do want to get that real experience, because even if your scores aren't great, if they're looking at the experience, I'm like, okay, he's been with really great judges. He's been in the room. He's seen what's going on. He's written the papers for real life stuff going on. Like that's going to take you very far. So I just want to say thank you so much for choosing to sit down with me. This was literally an awesome conversation, and it was just overall great. What was your name again?
Victor.
Okay, Victor. Nice to meet you, man.
Nice to meet you.
Yep.
Too.
Have a good one, man.
Thank you.
Yep. Take
What's
care.
your channel, man?
Ali Argundade. Yeah. He can show you. He can show you. He got you.
Let me spell your last name.
Yeah, he'll show you. You can sit down too. I can do you too. You want to sit down? Yeah. Okay. Awesome. Okay.
You're doing it too?
Yeah. Why not? It'll be quick. I'll make it nice and simple. Yep.
Mine is simple.
Okay. Good.
Pretty simple.
What is your name?
River.
Oh, River. Okay, so like a literal river. Is it spelled the same way as a river?
Yeah.
Okay, that's so cool. Okay, so I see your friend is from Virginia Tech. Are you also from Virginia Tech as well?
Yes.
Okay, and you just recently graduated, correct?
Yes.
Okay, what did you study at Virginia Tech?
I studied, my major was public health and my minor was statistics. And the only reason why I mentioned my minor is because that's where I like kind of like led more into.
Okay, so what are some jobs that you're looking to pursue, or some maybe there's extra schooling that you want to do? What are you looking to pursue?
Yeah, so I'm looking to pursue data science, and I decided to go higher up on the education. So now I'm getting a master's degree.
Okay, so for data science, was this something that you were naturally passionate about, or something that more like, okay, let me test the waters with this, let me see like kind of what's going on, or at least could you tell me a little bit about data science if you would like to?
Yeah, so I actually started college with animal science as pre-veterinary, and then I changed. I was like, I suck at science, so I have to change into something. But I was like, but I still want to feel smart, so I changed into public health. But then I noticed that leads to nowhere, so I added statistics because one of my professors was super nice, and I just loved him so much. And then I graduated, and then got into a data science internship, and then now I'm starting my data science master's at Boston University, and I have an internship with product management at a startup. It's no pay, but it's so my mom hates it. My mom hates it when I'm actually like not getting paid.
Okay, but like, would you say, in reference to not getting paid though, you're getting experience though, which is what is useful for it for you?
Yeah, the experience is insane because we're doing like rotational, and it's like every week. It's not month. You know, when you're in a summer like or like year long rotation, you like transfer like every like 3-4 like max like 1 year, and so this is like weekly, so you have to catch up really fast, and it's like a lot of data, a lot of UX, a lot of coding, a lot of back end stuff, so I really like it.
Yeah. So even what I would say for your mom too as well, you can tell her like, hey mom, I know I'm not getting paid yet. I know you really want to see this money, but at least I'm getting a lot of experience, which would be useful to me to make money in the future. Does that make sense?
It does, but if you've ever met a Middle Eastern mom, there's no way
Bro, I have four.
mom ever is gonna let no pay. Are you fucking serious?
No, I believe don't worry. With four parents, I understand they want to see the cash, so they don't care. But I think that's very awesome. So at least getting into it, at least when you studied it in college at all, how would you say the experience was? Or like if somebody wanted to study data science, what would you like let them know about before they get into it, for at least any of the guys that want to?
You have to study either statistics or data analytics or math or engineering. That's it.
Yeah.
Or you can't get in. That's it. Like,
So would you say it'd be important for them to have some kind of love or purpose around math for them to really want to stay in it long term?
oh no, not math. Coding and knowing how to prompt AI agents.
Yeah, it's like a must have.
100%.
Yeah. Okay. So that's really super awesome to hear. So I want to thank you so much for choosing to sit down. I think no, it was great. Yeah, it was a nice and quick. Yeah, no, of course. Yeah, no. I think it's just important at least to hear like different experiences, especially for what you're studying, especially you're going on to take masters.
Let me give a tip. If anyone wants to get into data science, you have to learn either R or Python. I suggest Python, but R is highly suggested for statistics work. So if anyone's trying to get into that, get into Python and AI and agent prompting and SQL 100%.
Okay. Because we even recently had another girl who was actually in the same kind of camp as you, and they were studying a ton of stuff, and they had to learn a ton of code as well. So like that's already really crazy. But a lot of you guys, there's a lot of stuff that you're also going to have to learn on the side in terms of coding if you want to get into something like this long term and make a lot of money.
Coding is all 100% AI. You just got to know what to code.
Okay.
You just got to know what to ask.
Yeah.
So if you're saying like, I want to put a multiple linear regression,
Yes.
you have to say it like, I want to connect these two relationships. How can I do that? Like, or I want to put this here, right here, and then I want another table. It's really messed up stuff, but I love it.
No, it's no problem. So, I mean, look, man, you're going to get into a lot here, but I feel like if you do enjoy it, it's something that you could choose to do long term. So I want to thank you so much for choosing to sit down. What was your name again?
River.
Okay, River. Nice to meet you, River. Yep, have a good one. Thank you so much. You want to sit down real quick? Quick conversation? No problem? Yeah? Yeah, bro. Come on, man. I don't bite, man. Yeah. Are you guys in a relationship?
We are.
Okay, bro. Sit down.
I'll go in the middle.
Whichever.
Yeah.
Whichever. Yeah.
Wait, what is this?
Oh, it's for young ambitious men. So I'm just kind of like asking girls, and yeah, it's women too. You know what I'm saying? It's for the boys, but the boys gotta like see the information. You know what I'm saying? Because I think a lot of guys are chronically online. They don't really go out and like talk to people, get to know the people, like hear their experiences. So I think this is important for me to act as like kind of a medium to talk to people, whether it be, you know, especially mainly careers, because like they're ambitious, so they want to achieve great things. But even, of course, like dating relationships too, because obviously, you know, if you're a young ambitious man, you're gonna deal with women. You like women, right? For the most part. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I ain't knocking anybody. You know what I'm saying? We got it going on. You know what I'm saying? So this is for him, bro. You here though, but it's for him. But like, yeah. So first, even before we get into the thing, what is your name?
My name is Jack.
I'm Jane.
Okay, so Jane and Jack, right? Or Jane and Jack. Yeah. Okay, and I am Ollie. Yeah. So nice to meet you guys.
Pleasure, man.
Yeah, nice to meet you. Yeah, of course. So what are you guys doing in DC? Is this something like, do you guys live here, or is this you're just visiting?
Well, ladies first. So.
I just moved here 3 days ago. So I'm from Seattle, went to Boston College, and I just moved here for a job. But we've been dating for like a year now, so we're finally not long distance, which is really
Okay,
nice.
awesome.
But yeah, I moved here for a job.
Okay. So do you guys live together, or you guys live separate, and you live here too?
Separately, yeah. I'm from Alexandria, Virginia, so just south. That's right, yeah. And I'm about to start teaching at Gonzaga College High School
Okay.
over,
Awesome.
yeah, up in DC. So.
Okay. Yeah. And what is your job as well?
I'm working in wealth management.
In wealth management.
Yeah, it was like an internship I had, but now I'm an analyst. And
Yeah,
I
okay.
start in 2 days.
Okay, so that's literally what you came down here. So
Yeah.
even just rolling off of that a little bit, would you say that DC is a great place for opportunity for careers right now?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I do also think the job market kind of sucks here right now. So I think for people looking for jobs, maybe it's not super ideal. But I think if you can get a job or land something, I think this is an amazing city. Yes, especially for like a post-grad, young adults, definitely.
And you said you're about to be a teacher at Gonzaga, is that correct?
That is correct indeed.
Okay, so what led you get into teaching? Like, why did you decide to do it? Or is this something that like you've always known maybe since you were young that you wanted to do something like this? Or is this just a medium for something more?
No, absolutely. So I'm a graduate of Gonzaga in DC, and they were extremely helpful to my upbringing and me developing my own sense of self when I was there. And then, you know, getting to practice it in the real world once I had left Gonzaga. I'm mostly the oldest of 4 boys. So, you know, being a mentor and a role model to young men is very important, and it's been part of my life for 22 years. So I wanted to give back, and I felt called to give back. So that's what I'm deciding to do.
Yeah, and that's even so like cool to hear because it's like I'm just kind of doing it like for the internet for the most part, but for you really get to them and talking to them.
Sure, man.
So like even being the oldest of 4 boys as well is like what are like some lessons that you know, at least kind of what I would even say for that too is like the bonding and brotherhood aspect, because like being the oldest of 4 boys, like bro, I'm telling you, a lot of work, bro. You're like the dad.
Do you have siblings?
No, yeah. One of my siblings is living right there. So like, so I have 4 other brothers too, but I'm just not the oldest. Me and him are on the younger end, so you know we just fuck around, do whatever we gotta do. Yeah. So like, what are some lessons that you have learned from like being the oldest brother and like leading other guys around you?
Yeah, that's a good question. You know, I would say when you're the oldest person or you're in a role of influence or, you know, being a role model to people, it's oftentimes, you know, it's kind of portrayed like, you know, the people who are younger than you or who are learning from you, you know, really can feel your impact. But also as a role model and as a leader and as somebody who is older and talking to those who are younger or less experienced, you can really feel their impact on yourself, right? Because growth is continuous, whether you're in high school or whether you're much older, right? So I think one really cool thing about being in the position that I'm being in, right, is it's not just me teaching young men to, you know, help become a more full version of themselves. They're also teaching me through experience and through conversation in my own path of growth.
Yeah, just learning how to be a better leader overall, like especially. Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, it's like the whole thing that, you know, like books and old people say, man. It's just like, the younger generation, like they're so savvy with like these new things that going on. I mean, dude, like, like, yeah, bro. I mean, we're always growing. Like, you can always learn from those around you, especially from those who are younger. They're there to carry the torch, and one day you will pass it to them. So it's important to invest in them and believe in them.
Okay.
Yeah, and support them.
So would you say even those lessons to be a leader and stuff like that has allowed you to actually like be in a relationship? Do you think like you were able to take those skills from like leading your older brothers and even being a teacher and like taking care of other people, or being able to be a leader to some degree has helped you with your relationship currently?
I would hope the answer is yes.
Yeah, no, we'll get to her. We'll ask her.
Well, man, what's interesting is that before I met Jane, she had said that boys who have sisters, that's generally a green flag compared to boys who have only brothers, right? So you might want to pick her brain on, like, I feel like she might have a better answer than I would, about how that might be.
Yeah. So do you feel like, at least your boyfriend here, do you think he's translated some leadership qualities in terms of your guys' relationship? Because at least I believe, everybody has their different beliefs, but I feel like when a guy comes in and he's the leader of the relationship, it allows for a lot of strength in the relationship. And I also do believe that since you guys are closer together now, I think that it allows you to even do a better job. But I'd want to ask your opinion on that in terms of your guys' relationship.
Yeah, I mean, I totally agree with what you're saying. I do think that his leadership skills have helped in our relationship. I think a lot for communication. I mean, everyone says this, but communication is so key in a relationship. And I think he has really good communication skills, especially because he has so many siblings. Like, even sometimes the more brothers you have, maybe the better his skills are in that area. It is funny though, because I always had this idea that boys who have girl sisters are better people, but he has proved me wrong.
Hey man, we proved it wrong out here. So I'm glad that you were able to like take the opportunity and give it a chance to, even though you kind of saw that red flag, because I know like dating's kind of like crazy right now and like, men hate women and all that other kind of nonsense. But I think giving a good opportunity, at least to him, and even to you giving a good opportunity to her, has led to like at least your relationship being better. You might have thought previously something about someone like, this can never really work. But giving it the opportunity has kind of like seen that, maybe I was kind of wrong about this. And I also just generally believe in relationships in general, which is I've seen you guys look great, look happy. I'm like, all right, let's go. Because, because I think, like I was talking about guys being chronically online, they kind of look at women right now, how women are kind of crazy. Relationships don't work. Nothing can really last long term. But I think like if, you're a leader, especially as a man, and you understand your position and what you kind of want to do, it's way easier to just deal with women and deal with a relationship. Would you guys kind of agree with that at all?
Yeah, I mean,
one other thing I would say is I think one thing that we find like really attractive about each other is that we are both very independent and driven for like our own careers and lives. So, like, I think the fact that he does have such good leadership skills and like knows what he wants out of life, and so do I, actually makes our relationship easier. Like, there's no like codependency because we both have our own goals and we just like complement each other in our lives. We're not like, there's just no dependency. We're just like great bonuses in each other's lives, not like our drive in life.
And then one thing, last thing I would like to ask is like, how long have you guys been together?
13 months.
Oh, so we're in the early stages right now. So no, really, I think it's important because, in these early stages, it's like nice. I would almost call it like a honeymoon kind of phase. Like, okay, this is cool, it's great. You guys get feeling each other out. And I would say that the trials and tribulations tend to come like a year in, 2 years in, and really understanding positions and values and whatever. One thing, at least I would want in part to y'all, obviously you guys can agree or disagree, it doesn't really matter. Yeah, it's just like what is important is like maintaining the relationship above all. I think a lot of people nowadays, they only see relationships as like, I just want to have fun, like it's just fun, this is cool or whatever. But I think if you want the relationship to do the test of time, it's more about it becomes, as the longer it follows, it becomes more of a responsibility thing. It's like, okay, we want to stay together. We do want this to be long. So if I have an issue where you do something I don't like or whatever, like being able to talk about that, like as you said, everybody talks about communication until it's time to communicate. But like, no, really, like I think make sure you guys going forward, it's more about, okay, let's be responsible with this and not just let's have fun. Because you guys are great. You guys really like each other. I can tell. Like, y'all enjoying the vibes. That's great. But eventually the vibes do go away. So that's when the positions are really going to come in like, okay, let's make sure we stay responsible so the relationship lasts. Would you guys agree with that at all?
Yeah, I think so. Absolutely.
Okay. So I thank you guys so much for choosing to sit down with me. I think this was awesome. This was great. I think this is one of the first like couples that I actually just did just now. So I want to do more of this. Yeah, because I get, better experiences and whatever. So yeah, no, that was really awesome. So what are you guys' names again?
I'm Jack.
Okay, Jack. Nice to meet you, man.
Pleasure. Man.
Yeah, of course. And Jane.
And Jane.
Okay, good. I'm getting ready to remember names, y'all. Okay, awesome. Thank you guys so much. All right, I hope you guys have a very good night. Enjoy DC, and I'll see you guys around. I'll probably come out here regularly. So yeah, if you guys ever see me, awesome. Yeah, thank you guys so much. Yeah. Thank you so much.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah, thank you so much. Oh yeah, bro. Like them all the I'll try to post all this by tomorrow. Yeah, bro. Sit down, man. Sit down. I'm talking to everybody, bro. Yeah. Thank you so much. Yeah. Thank you so much. Yeah. Yeah. No. Yeah. Yeah, man. I didn't even get to say nothing. I'm just kidding. What's your name, boss, man?
Hey, I'm Joe.
Okay. Nice to meet you, Joe. I am Ali, as I guess you got to see. Yeah. So, what are you doing out here in DC, Joe? Like, what's going on?
All right, so I'm here. My friend Jay over behind the camera. Yeah. He's here to visit me. I've been home for the past year. I graduated a couple years ago, biomedical, or I should say a couple years ago, 2023, biomedical engineering. Yeah, I mean it's a cup.
Yeah.
But I'm pursuing medicine now. I'm trying to be an MD. I'm trying to be a doctor. I'm trying to help the people. I'm really interested in surgery. I've gotten some exposure through my youth, but first I wanted to be an engineer, right? I wanted to I felt like I was going to help people by advancing the technology. Yes. But the more I did engineering, the more I did research, I just felt like I loved it, I enjoyed it, but it wasn't for me. I felt most myself when I was with the patient, when I'm talking with the people, trying to help them explain like, look, this is the procedure we're doing, this is how we're going to work it. I promise by the end of it, or after some physical therapy, you're going to be better than ever.
Okay. So would you say this was something that you had to try a few times before you found out what you really wanted to do? Because as you said, like when you got with the patient, you were like, whoa, this is actually like kind of something that I like. Is that correct?
Oh, absolutely. I can speak a little more to the engineering for the first part. Because, all right, so I worked at Johns Hopkins University. I worked at APL.
Yes.
So when I worked at APL, loved the people there. We'll never say anything bad, but I just felt like I felt trapped. I felt like when I was working there, I'm like, is this all I'm doing? Is this everything that I want to do with my life?
Yes.
And I felt like no. So I tried another company out. They're no longer in business. They got bought out. But
I mean, that's
hey, it's good for the owners. They made bank on that. But after working those two jobs, I just felt like, yeah, this isn't for me. I want to be in the front of it, not behind the scenes anymore.
Yep.
Yeah. So, I mean, after working, I worked at hospitals. I've worked in pediatric offices, orthodontist offices. I'm like, I got it. You just feel something when you're talking to the patient, trying to explain in the best way possible. This is what we're doing.
Yes.
This is in layman's terms, in basic terms. This is how we're doing it, and this is what it's going to take for you. This is going to take for me to make sure that you are getting the best care that I can possibly give you.
Okay. So one thing that I really wanted to even touch on there was like what I've noticed with a lot of people that I've talked to today, like especially in terms of career, what I'm noticing is the constant pattern that like figuring out what you're passionate about is really what allows for that long-term growth. Because a lot of the people I come to talk about, they're like, oh, I was doing this one other thing and this other kind of thing, kind of like what you were just talking about. I was doing this one other thing and this other thing. And it wasn't until I tried this one thing that I really liked that I started doing it in the long term. So would you agree with the fact that if you do want to do something long term, especially with what you're doing now, you do need to have that level of passion and purpose behind it to really drive you for the long term? Because I would assume for what you're doing right now, even talking to patients, it comes with its own trials and tribulations and issues with it, right? Is that correct?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
I like people skills. I want to work on them. Like I feel as an engineer, you get minimal people skills at best, but I want to improve on them. That's why helped me and my friend Jay. I apologize for cursing. Me and Jay, we're just getting out here talking to people, kind of just expanding our horizons, because I think I was a sociable guy when I was in college, but I had to shut it down to study for the MCAT, and study for the MCAT, that's its own trials and tribulations, but I think it's important, always put your all in it, and look, I like party, I like to have fun, I like to socialize, but I was like, I had to cut it out. I had to keep it locked down, keep it low key until I took this and I got the score I wanted.
Yeah.
And in the end, I got the score. I got all my sciences up, but as an engineer, I feel like you gotta focus on your literature. I want to bring this up now, and that anyone that watches this, focus on reading. Focus on reading the room, reading your writing, and being able to read and write to people who are not in the engineering field.
Yes.
That is so important to expanding your career, expanding your horizons, and expanding your network.
Yeah. One thing I would even say that I think was super important, and this is like one of the last things I'll touch on with you because I just think it's super valuable. A lot of guys have this idea that it's like, okay, when I'm pursuing my goals, I'm either going to be in this arc of my life where I'm alone and I'm just alone forever, or I'm around people, I'm out socializing, and I do that kind of forever. Where more like as you're pursuing your goals in your life, and especially when it comes to your purpose and passion, there's going to be times when you're going to be alone. As you said, when you're studying for your MCAT, you're like, nope, I can't socialize, I can't do anything, I can't work on those skills right now. But now after that, you're in a period where no, I kind of need to get those social skills back up again. I need to recover that, because we think too much, especially as men, especially what I say is that we kind of fall too far in one category where we're like, oh, I just need to be this lone wolf who does everything on his own, or I need to be outside, everybody needs to know who I am and charismatic or whatever, when more it's like, no, you have to learn how to master both skills. So would you say that's kind of like something that you agree with, or that idea of that?
Oh, 100%. You always got to have a mastery of both. I feel like, sometimes, and you'll know it in your gut, you got to focus on what you're doing. You got to focus on the grind, whether it be classes, getting your money up, getting your certification in something. You got to focus on it.
Yeah.
But sometimes, we're human. We're social creatures. We got to talk to each other. We got to explain ourselves in the best way. I think,
doing this?
yeah, exactly.
Doing this?
I think the couple you have before me,
Yeah.
beautiful couple.
Yeah.
I hope they make it the long run.
Nah,
they look like they will.
Mhm.
They have great communication. And look, me personally, I don't have a relationship right now, but
Okay.
that's because I feel like I can't communicate my true self the best way I can, and that's why I want to work on.
And you want to work on it.
Exactly.
See? So this is what I'm saying, guys. You're going to have different seasons of your life where you're going to need particular skills. So don't just think, oh, I'm just going to be this lone wolf and I'm going to be successful, or I'm just going to be this social guy, I'm going to be successful. No, you actually want to play both roles, and you want to be able to play both sides or gain both skills so you can all around be very capable. Would you agree with that as well?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay. So I want to thank you so much for choosing to sit down with me. I think this was a great, engaging conversation to like even hear what you're pursuing, and I hope in the future you continue to pursue what you're pursuing, and not only work on your career and be very good at that, but also work on these outside skills that you'll need, like social skills, and even like choosing to sit down with me. So that was awesome. Thank you so much. What was your name?
Joe.
Okay, Joe. Thank you so much for sitting down with me. That was really awesome. Yep.
Great.
Yeah.
I appreciate it.
No, yeah, that was great.
Can you give me your ad so I know?
Yeah, bro, he got you right there. Yeah, he got you right. So okay, thank you so much. Yeah. Yep. You too. Yeah. You want to sit down too? Why not? Yeah, nah. Come on, man. I got time. I ain't getting up yet.
All right.
Cooking today, man. Come on, man.
All right.
All right, bro. What's your name?
My name is Jay Patel.
Oh, Jay Patel. Nice to meet you. My name is Ali. Okay. So I'm guessing you're out here with your homie right now in DC. Yeah. So I couldn't remember, but are you a DC native as well?
No, I am not DC native. Okay, originally born in Philly, moved down to Columbus, Ohio. Went to school there. I went to school with him for all 4 years, right? That's how we know each other.
Yeah.
Yep. Same thing, biomedical engineering, but I went down more the engineering path, whereas he's going to be a doctor. So different path.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right now I'm doing like a rocky path, but right now I'm doing like my master's thesis in like biomedical engineering as well.
Okay.
Focusing a lot on like tissue regeneration, all that stuff. And then hopefully after that, I'm going to try and work for industry, drug development, pharmaceuticals, all that stuff.
Okay. So there's still more schooling that you currently have to go through right now. Is that correct?
Yeah, no. Because one thing I realized is like, compared to like maybe 5 years ago, 6 years ago, 10 years ago, job market's very different. What I want to go into, I had to research heavily.
Okay.
They're like, okay, you need more chemistry, you need more this, you need more that. And I'm like, if I go join this lab, sure, I'm getting pennies on the dollar, but it's going to pay off in the future.
Okay.
Right now, I don't make a lot, right? Like, yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
Because I know that after I get this, I've already locked in a position already after college where I might make enough to the point where I can say like, okay, this is enough for me to start growing, start like investing.
So even let me pause. Sorry, I just want to pause you right there. So like even to say, guys, like you see even this position where he was talking about the idea of like okay, I'm not rich, I'm not flexing in cars or doing all this other kind of stuff yet. I'm in a position where I'm in a learning phase, I'm in a growing experience phase because it's this learning and experience that will lead to the money later. Would you agree with that?
Oh yeah, no, of course, of course. That's why I chose that path in the first place. And it's like that path itself, like how I got there was rocky.
Yeah.
So first I started off like my original boss hired me for a PhD program. Okay. So originally I was going for a PhD. On the side, I was doing interviews for like different companies, different like professionals, and they're all saying like, you don't need a PhD, you need to get a master's. That in and of itself was hard to explain to my boss because a PhD, for those who are pursuing it, for those who are planning on pursuing it, it's a very hard thing. It's very transformative. But at the same time, it's not worth it if you can actually work in the industry that you want to go into. It's hard. It is labor intensive. You're cheap labor. You're essentially equivalent to like this cheap workforce. Like my boss was having me do everything. And once I swapped to a master's, that was a hard conversation, but you need to be able to have that.
Yes.
And so that's how I ended up at a master's because that's the goal that I want. To get what I want, I need a master's. I don't need to go further than that. I'm not trying to waste like 7 years of my life getting a PhD. Maybe later on, but not now. So yeah, but that's like my story part of like that. And yeah, go ahead.
No, so even one thing I also want to extrapolate that because like from everybody's story, what I've noticed, especially when it comes to achieving your goals and achieving your ambitions, there's always just these common things. As I just mentioned, like this idea that you're not going to really get immediately rewarded for all things that you do. And I think a lot of young men, unfortunately, growing up, they have this idea that, oh, if I get into this industry, I should instantly make money or I should instantly do these things. But you got to realize that you have to build a significant base in what you're trying to understand and especially understand the goal that you're trying to understand. And that's the other thing I want to extrapolate from what you just said. Like you have to understand what are you trying to achieve is always at the forefront of your mind when you're trying to pursue what you want to pursue. He understands. He's like, hey, I only need a master's for this, even though maybe a PhD looks cool, right? At the same time, I'm like, no, I just need a master's to pursue what I want to pursue. So it's always important, guys, if you're like pursuing a goal or some goal that you want to achieve, you actually go and check to see, okay, what is actually required for my goal? Let me not just do whatever I want because I feel like, or it looks pretty, or people will say I look cool. No, let me actually make the moves that are going to get me the exact thing that I want because this is about you. It's not about anybody else. Is that like something that you would agree with or that you've come to understand?
Oh yeah, because like the original reason I did a PhD in the first place is because like my parents are both they're immigrants. They're very set in their ways. They're like, oh yeah, get the highest education, get the highest thing. And like my dad was always like, you know what? Like you need to know sometimes the highest thing isn't the thing that you need. My mom was very different. She's like, oh yeah, the prestige, the like all that stuff. And after doing a PhD, I realized why am I working myself? Like my hours were like I wake up at like 6, get to work by 7, and then I'm working. I don't have a lunch. Like I didn't have a lunch, and I work all the way to like 8 a.m. or like the next day. I will overnight 8 p.m. So like my hours were like basically 12-hour shifts.
Yes.
No lunch, and then I get back, and then I have classes still I need to study for, and it's like okay, I am burning myself to the ground. Like I was.
For no reason.
Oh yeah, no. Like I was chugging energy drinks. I was gaining weight. I was like, it was all bad. Like I wasn't meeting new people. There would be whole weeks where I'd go without talking to anybody, and so like that started slowly driving me insane. There's a need for like a social factor. There's a need for like for you to understand that I'm not an immigrant. I was lucky enough to be born in the United States.
Cooking right now.
Right? My parents, they have a different mentality because they're immigrants. When my dad came over here, he did like all of his studying. He was like, being an immigrant is a different mentality because of the fact that you had the drive, that your family was born here. You want to stay here. So it doesn't matter if they're working you 12 hours. But he said for me, he wants better for me.
So you got to use your head there, right?
Yeah, no, like it took me a while to understand what that meant. And once I understood, me and my dad, we stopped having arguments. We stopped having like all that stuff came full circle. I understood his story is different from mine. I don't need to outwork him. I just need to understand what I need to work for.
Yeah. So you just said an absolutely amazing thing that I actually kind of talk about all the time and how it's super important for a lot of guys to avoid allowing the expectations of their parents to affect the moves that they choose to make. You are in a different situation. They've already bled and done the sacrifices for you to have the opportunity here. But to succeed here in the United States, you need to make sure you're actually using your head and you're not just working yourself into the ground for the expectations of other people, because at the end of the day, it is your life, it's your goals, it's the things that you want to pursue. And the truth is, all of our parents want us to succeed and be successful. But the thing is, you don't have to do exactly what they did to do that. You have to make sure, okay, this is how I want to succeed. This is what I'm trying to achieve. And I'm not asking my parents for permission, because kind of what I believe is maybe you're getting into arguments with your parents because you're kind of like asking them for permission on what to do, when really it's like, no, this is what I need to do. This is how I want to succeed. I'm just asking for your support to support me. And if you know at the end of the day, okay, I want to become successful, it doesn't matter what road you intend to take as long as you get there. Would you agree with that?
Of course, because like the second like me and my dad actually talked about this when I was visiting home. This was just before I came to visit my friend here. He was like, "Yeah, I noticed that like we've been arguing less," and I asked him like, "Why was that?" And he said straight up to me, "You weren't asking permission. Like the only thing you would ask for is like, hey, like is this like a good path for me to go on? Is this like, do you think this will be fruitful?" My dad's still like an engineer, right? He works in a different business now, but that story of like how he came to be like his parents doted over him. His parents were like they were from India, so the scores you get determine what you're gonna be, and like all that stuff. And the list goes on. And he decided with me, and this was something that he told me, is that he doesn't expect the same from me. He told me at one point, like, oh, if I'm like, I love cooking. Like, I love cooking with different ingredients, different spices. That's my jam. And he said that, oh, if you ever want to switch from like engineering to like just being a chef, yeah, just let me know how much like culinary school costs. Yep. And another big thing is like having that relation with your dad of like, or even just like some type of figure was like so eye-opening. Because when I was 18, I was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna get my PhD. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do that. And then it's like, yeah, no, it was like eye-opening. And then once I actually started entering like a PhD, I'm like, my dad was right. Like, I don't need to do the same as him. Just because he told me it's a story of like, oh, you know, I walked 2 miles to school. That's more.
They told us all that. I for
Yeah.
parents too. I get it, bro.
No, exactly. Yeah. No, and it's like, no, it's great. But it's like, he told me, the reason why he told me those stories is because he understands that we need to understand how much they gave, so we give value to what we're doing.
Yeah.
If you're studying, study. My dad gave like a quote that he saw like from a movie once, which is like, if you're gonna eat, eat. If you're gonna laugh, laugh. And if you're gonna study, study. And it's all like, it's funny how everything comes full circle. And everything my dad said, everything from his personal experience, as from him being a man, from his like whole viewpoint, came full circle. And I realized that like, if I understood it sooner, my life would be completely different. Probably a little bit better, you know? But he said like, don't hold regrets on that. The second you start holding regrets, you start like making so many mistakes. Because he's like, oh, you haven't been social, now you regret that. Oh, you haven't been this, and now you regret that. Oh, you didn't study enough, and now you regret that. If you don't study enough and you regret it, you're gonna overstudy, and you're gonna miss on social factor. If you're too social and you don't do well in class, you're gonna miss on the social factor, and to study too much, and now you're gonna have like 0 friends. And who's gonna be there at their deathbed?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And he's like, when we were first planning this trip, right? I was still in the middle of like my master's thesis. I was still in lab, and he just told me straight up, like, "Why are you talking to me about this? You want to go on this trip? Tell your boss you're taking this time off, right? I'm not under contract right now." And he just said, like, "Listen, just take it off. Tell her exactly what's up. Go."
Yep. And you know, one awesome thing that I even want to extrapolate from everything you just said there was the idea of finally taking personal responsibility for your life. As I just said, when it comes to parents, you want to avoid allowing their expectations to stop you from doing what you want to do, and eventually actually take full responsibility for your life. Because at the end of the day, what I believe a man goes from a boy to a man is when he's willing to take full responsibility for his life and like decide what he wants to do and stick to what he wants to do. So I think this was an awesome conversation. I was glad that you actually even expanded a little bit on like your whole situation, especially with your parents and your family, because a lot of young guys do have like not the best relationship with their dad or whatever. They argue with their parents. And I think all of us as we grow up, we go through that kind of phase, but I think you came out of this situation on top and you were able to learn a lot. So I just want to thank you so much for choosing to sit down with me. And what was your name again?
My name is Jay Patel.
Okay. Jay Patel, thank you so much.
Oh yeah, thank
Yep.
you.
Have a good one.
Yeah,
Yep. It was great, man. Nice little dog. Yep. Have a good one. Yeah, no problem, bro. You want to sit down? Yes, no, maybe. Yeah, man. So nice night out at DC, man. It was a great podcast. Talked to a lot of people. Got a lot of interesting conversations going on in. First, I want to say shout out to my boy Gafar behind the camera. He's defending the camera. The camera's standing. He's defending that shit well. That's my brother over there. So like, I appreciate the love. I appreciate you guys coming out to watch this podcast. I'm gonna drop more stuff like this. Let me know down below in the comments how you feel about this. What else you want me to ask? I try to keep it more like success oriented and dating oriented because I know a lot of you guys want to understand about women, of course, and of course just understanding about the different careers that guys are pursuing. Because maybe if you want to get into that field or do that thing, you know what I'm saying? I'm all about you guys just winning and finding ways to win. And the best way to do that is to understand what you're trying to get into, of course. So with that being said, I'll catch you boys in the next YouTube video. And we'll probably be out here next week. I'll try to pump them out as quick as I possibly can for you guys. And if you see me out here, please sit down because I love to talk. So, all right, catch you on the next video. Peace.